Hello, hello. Oh my goodness, happy Wednesday. Sorry, I'm having some hair wild craziness today. I don't know what's going on with my camera. I went to turn it on and it's like super zoomed in, and last week it was super zoomed out. I don't understand what's going on. So you've got a nice blacked out blind behind me instead of the nice stamp pads and stuff. Maybe because it's aiming upwards. I don't know what is happening here. Let's see if we go down a little bit. Does that help? A little bit. But then my head gets cropped. But that's okay. Welcome to Stamping A to Z. I'm Linda Gibbs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada. This is my weekly live. I go on every Wednesday at noon. So if this is a good time for you, hopefully you can enjoy it during your lunch hour, or just, it all started during COVID when I was hoping to just give people a relaxing lunch hour to hopefully get inspired to pull out their crafts and use them. Anyways, moving forward, a few years later, still going, love making these videos, love finding new ways to create using products that I have, or even just techniques, whatever. Today is a really fun technique that I hadn't seen before, and now it's kind of, you know how like when one thing pops up in your feed on social media, then there's all sorts of stuff. So this is used like in all sorts of crafts out there. It's using dish soap to blow bubbles and then is making a background with it. So I've seen, since I saw the first one, I've seen people using it like for little kids to make like a flower base kind of thing, and then you draw a stem and all sorts of really fun stuff. I stuck with a water theme this week, being summer. Summer's passing by so fast. I love the water. I had some sets that I hadn't played with too much, one I hadn't played with at all, so I wanted to pull it out. So anyways, we're going on a water theme, but I will show you how it can easily work for other things. And like I said, if you really target it, you can turn it into shapes and whatever. But so today we're going to make the backgrounds, and then we'll just make cards out of the backgrounds, if that makes sense. It is August, so we're in a new month. So if you purchased, I think it was 60 or more in July, you would have gotten some coupons to redeem in August. So you can redeem them now if you have them. When you put in an order, there's a space somewhere in there that says coupon code. Find your email with the coupon code and insert it there. We also have a designer series paper sale. I will show it when I flip my camera. It's mostly the designer series papers that are in the annual catalog, not, I was hoping the online exclusive papers would be on there, but they don't seem to be. So it's just the annual catalog designer series paper. And yeah, the other exciting thing is we get to, starting yesterday, demonstrators were able to pre-order for the September to December mini catalog, which is kind of our Christmassy fall winter catalog. So if you need to get your hands on stuff before September, you can always join my team. As soon as you become a demonstrator, you can get your hands on those things. Hi, Marcy, nice to see you. All right, I'm gonna flip you around and we'll just get started on some fun. Oh my goodness. Oopsie. Not voice enhancements. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see if we can make this work here. I've got this whole new setup thing going on, and because I've got a full piece of glass, I don't know where to put my things. Oh yes, I had to hide the light last week. So let's put that there, and that gets rid of the glare from the light. Like so. And then here's the designer series paper. And I'm just gonna turn on my computer, so hopefully I can get comments. Okay, go away. Not you guys. Stay here. Okay, Facebook. Hopefully you guys are having a good summer. Oh, why did it just start all over again? Are we going to start Card Club in September or October of this year? Good question. I just told myself, oh, I see I'm off the screen here. Let's just push this back a little bit since you're seeing my dirty floor. Okay, hang on. Now it's not catching up. Why are we not? Okay, how come I can't see? Oh, there we go. Is that better? Can you still see the floor? I can't tell. And now I lost my comments. Come back, come back. They keep changing how we are. Okay, do we have glare going on anywhere? No. Oh, yes. Yes, we do. Would be a little bit more. Okay, so we've got that. But where did the comments go? Oh my goodness gracious. Go back. I don't want to be on this. Okay, let's see. Okay, there we go. Now I've got the comments. No floor. All right, going to start club. Okay, so it is on my list. It's still glaring. To figure out. I have been toying with several ideas. Maybe you can put your 2 cents in. I have been pulled towards the scrapbooking world. So I'm contemplating doing a scrapbook club and a card making club. The other idea is to keep it as one club, but instead of maybe doing a fancy fold, we could do a scrapbook layout and 2 cards. But that would also make it hard because unless you guys had 12 by 12, if we're doing 12 by 12, I can't really mail 12 by 12. Like that's where it gets difficult. So that doesn't work so good. Let me know if you prefer cards, pure cards, or if you want to mix the two somehow. I've also been toying with not necessarily using paper pumpkin, but I'm trying to come up with a way where you guys would have not necessarily all the things, but like it's hard to do, like to take things further when if people are missing like the stamps or things that I can't send. So I'm just trying to come up with the best way to kind of package it so that it's not just cards. But if you like the way it's been running, let me know that too. And we can keep going the way we've been going also. I had a few other ideas, which I didn't write them down as usual. But yeah, so it's on my list this week. I will be kind of figuring it out. And I'm also trying to figure out, because Stampin' Up! Is supposed to be changing the reward system. And I feel like it's going to happen in October. So I kind of feel like it would be better to start in October. But we could do like just a fun something in September if we want to start in September. Just depends on how busy everyone is and consensus. So yeah, give me your input. I was going to actually put out a poll and see what people are thinking. All right, so designer series papers that are 15% off are these ones and these ones. So if you've got any of these papers on your list, August is a good time to purchase them. All right, that's the sale. I reminded you about coupons. The host code for August is here. You got the nice shine of the camera there. You know, we're all going good. So I did not bring up my dish soap, silly me, because I already have things made. So I'm going to, I should have not pre-made it, but it was already made and I didn't want to waste it. So I have this first one here. And it is, so I put the dish soap in, and my dish soap was like Palmolive. It's green, but it still took the color. Obviously I'm going blue. I don't think it really affected it. You'll see my other one. It's quite light and it didn't change the color. So I don't think it matters if your dish soap is colored. So you just put, you know, like not a ton, like I just kind of didn't even cover the bottom with dish soap. Then I added my re-inker. I added mostly Coastal Cabana, and then I added a bit of Pretty Peacock because I wanted to darken it a little bit. And so I just added that to the soap, and I mixed up the soap and the re-inker, and then I added the water and mixed it all. I also added some re-inker after to the water because I have been using this, and so I had to refill the water, but I did not add more dish soap, and it seems to be okay. Hopefully it'll still work. I think the more dish soap you add, the more kind of bubbly it'll be, or like how exact it'll be. I haven't played with it that much to know. But anyways, make sure you have a straw. Make sure you have a clean side of the straw and the dirty side of the straw so your lips don't turn blue. And then I just used regular basic white paper. If you really wanted to put lots on, I would suggest using either thick or the watercolor paper. But I had it does get wet and it will curl. So unless you have a block that you can put it under to kind of, actually I should take out my bigger block, but I'm not even sure where it is. Just to help flatten it and get it to dry. So I'm going to do all 3 backgrounds and then we'll make the cards out of it, if that makes sense. Now, I don't know how I didn't quite think this through on how I'm going to do this on camera and not get my head in the camera. So I'm just going to blow through the straw and make a bunch of bubbles come up. And then you just take your paper and swipe. So now I've got, and wherever there's like bubbles, it'll make like a bubble. And then I do it again. Well, that one didn't do enough. You want to make sure that it's coming kind of like higher than your dish. So I've got some nice bubbles there. And then I'm just going to do the other 2 corners. Look at those cool bubbles. And when it kind of dries. Isn't that cool? Have you guys done this before? Am I the only one that's behind the times? Okay, I don't have comments coming up anymore. Marcy, are you still there? Hopefully you're still there. Okay, well, hopefully I'm still rolling. Hopefully I'm still alive. We're gonna go with it. So there's my first one. I'm gonna put my block on it just to help. I mean, it won't dry as quickly, but I can always hit it afterwards. I'm gonna do a second one with the blue because I didn't want to have like 10 different colors. You could definitely, I actually saw, oh, and I should have brought it up. I saw it right before I was starting my live. It looks like you could put, so if you have a glass surface or silicone or whatever, you can put your dish soap onto here and add different colors to different parts and then just blow with the straw without adding water and you can get bubbles, but I don't know if you'd get as good of a look. I was contemplating trying to do 3 or 4 different colors to make like a kind of a birthday blowout kind of thing, but again, I would have had so many of these jars wet and in my way trying to do a live, it just wasn't gonna work. So we're gonna, I should have just pre-done it. I'm running out of water here. Woo! So you can go over it too if you're not happy, but you want it darker. More bubbles. But the more times you go over it and the more times you get it wet, the longer it'll take to dry and the more chance you have of it warping. Okay, so that's the blue. I'm going to set the blue aside. And then over here, I've got some, so you can see, it looks like a really funny color. And I think it's the green and the gray. So I added gray to this one. I started with Smoky Slate. I think I ended up adding maybe a couple drops of basic gray. I did the same thing where I just added the Pure Card. Don't scrapbook anymore. All your albums are digital. You've never done this technique. Isn't it fun? It's like, I think this would be fun to do with younger kids, obviously, but I think it's just a lot of fun to make some cool backgrounds. Okay, so we've got the gray. Same thing here. I'm just going to mix it up. I guess I should have checked I had the right end. Otherwise, it's very, it just tastes like dish soap, so it's not going to hurt you, I guess, but I wouldn't recommend sucking it up. So you can see it's very, very faint. I think that's why I added, the one I did ended up dark though, so I think, I can't remember if it, yeah, see you can, I don't know if you can see, it actually comes up after the fact. It doesn't show as much as the blue right away. Ooh, that's a good. So when I saw them making the hydrangeas, they made like this kind of bubble mask, but they made it stay on there. I'm not sure how. But you know, you can get, you know, you could scoop your bubbles up if you really wanted a lot of bubbles. Like so. And then you can probably come in and just give them a helping hand. You want to speed it up. So you can see kind of the gray coming. I just want to get a bit more right in that center part there. Oops, I still missed the center. It's hard to kind of direct where you want it, but I don't know, can you see? Doesn't that look like marbly? It doesn't show as much in the camera. It actually shows more, and I think as it dries, it'll darken up as well. Okay, so we'll just kind of set that aside. My fear is spilling it onto the carpet. That would not be good. Hence the reason I didn't want to have a whole bunch on my desk. Because knowing I'm super clumsy these days. I don't know if it's because my hands are more numb, but I drop things, I knock things, like I don't know. It's crazy how clumsy I feel. And I feel like I've got kind of spritzed. I'll just clean this up so we don't make a mess as we go. All right, so next we gotta start making our cards. So the first one, should I do it in order? Okay, I'm gonna do the last one I made first, and I need your help because I'm not happy with it. And I think it's the color combo. And of course, that's the last background that I made. So I'm gonna hit this with my heat tool here. Ugh. And this gloss surface that I'm using, which is a desk, is not heat resistant. So I have to be careful not to put the heat on like I was with my other one, with my Stampin' Up! Gloss matte. It's just a temporary desk that I have had for years. I needed to extend the surface so I could attach my lights because the clamps didn't attach to my desk. So I've got to come up with a different setup, but for now, this was the easiest solution, cheapest solution. Okay, so as you know, when you use the heat tool, your paper does tend to curl and it gets bumpy. A good solution, if you really want it flat, 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 is to use an adhesive sheet, cover the back, and put it down onto a thick white. And then put your block, or even a couple blocks or a book or whatever on top, and let it flatten. But I don't know if you can see. Oh, it's my lights are too bright. Maybe if I hang on. Oh, I can't. I was gonna say, let me turn down the lights, but it's attached to my phone and my phone is in the holder. Again, I'm partially set up, not fully set up. Okay, so I've got my bubbles. And so here's the thing. I was gonna do, it kind of reminded me of the sky when I did the gray, and I was thinking I could turn it into clouds and kind of have the airplane going on here, and I probably will make one with the airplane, but I had decided to do my water theme, so I wanted to play with these friendly fins. Hang on, I mean, you could probably see it, but here, let's let you see more of it. The friendly fin stamp set and dies. So I wanted to make kind of a, my words are escaping me, an under the sea theme, because I was thinking gray could be like way deep down. It's probably a really dark blue, not gray, but you know, and this is maybe what's throwing me off. So I cut out the coral out of glimmer paper. I think it's peach, and then peach pie. And then I cut out, this set has like, all of these sets that I used are so much fun. They have so many, like, I always avoided these dies that had all these little pieces and parts, but if you have the patience and can take the time to play, it's actually relaxing and somewhat fun to put these together. And I just realized when I cut two pieces together, I only got a half of a rock. It only did a piece of it. I'll have to hide that with something. So anyways, I put and I'm wondering if maybe the gray is throwing me off. I'll pull out my full card here right away so you can see. And since this is curling, I think I might have to glue it down so that it lies flat. Otherwise, I won't be able to glue things down. So let me just cut a piece of white here. And I'm just gonna, I could use the adhesive sheet, but I don't have one cut. So I'm just gonna use my glue, a lot of glue. And two. If only I had time on my side. I need time. Okay, that's better. That's much better. So I've got the coral here, and I did pop it up. So here, let me pull out my card that I made. This is the card. This is throwing me off. Like, I don't know if it's the green. I don't know if it's the yellow fish. I don't know if it's the calypso coral, or supposed, like, it should go, but something is throwing me off, and I'm not sure what it is. I feel like I need some blue because I decided to mount it on. I looked at putting like a gray background with white, and it was just all too gray. So I'm thinking maybe my algae needs to be a different color, like maybe Pretty Peacock, like something more bluey. I don't know if my fish need to change. What do you guys think? Any ideas? I'm going to, I'm not going to assemble this one because I'm not sure, and I'm going to wait and see. I need to cut out some more different colored pieces because this is just, I don't know. Do you guys agree? Something's off with this, and I think it's the green, but I'm not sure. So rather than, if we have time at the end, I'll come back to it and cut a few more different colors and stuff, and we can play around. But here's the gray background. Don't you love the little stingray? He's so cute. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Get my chair out of the way. Next, what shall we do next? We'll do the Charming Ducks. I hadn't played with this one yet. And I saw it originally in the annual catalog. It's a new bundle for the annual catalog. Actually, it's a new suite. It has designer series paper, which is on sale right now. And it's super cute. Like you could do, it has, look at all these pieces and parts. I don't want to lose them. It has this, don't lose, that's a beak. It has this kind of cutout. So you can like even just do a cutout around the paper and make some really cool, and then it's just like pretty, oh, these are all the same. Pretty colors and backgrounds. Like look at that nice gray. And then it's got the pretty peacock and some lily pads. And then it's got some koi. So you could do a whole different, this is a paper that you could buy and make cards without even buying the bundle. Like you could make really nice cards if you want to fussy cut the ducks or the fish or the frogs or whatever. Like it's just, it's a really good paper to do that with. Oh, I'm going green again. Let me know if I'm cutting out. Then you've got some small koi and just like a nice background. And again, some ducks here that would cut out nicely if you did have the bundle. It's got a nice background, and then you've got some more ducks. And I believe some of these can be cut out with the dies. I have not tried, but it looks like, yeah, this one, and probably this one. Nope. This one. Yep. So some of them get cut out with the dies and some of them don't. So there, and then there's some, what do you call them? I can't think of the name. Oh my goodness. Like, isn't that pretty? So pretty. I should have gone with these colors. Maybe that would have helped my dolphin. Not dolphin, stingray. Anyways, that is the paper. And so what I've done is I glued a piece of the designer series paper from here. I think it's this one. Oops, yep. Cut it down. And I glued it to a piece of basic white, and then I ran it through the cut and emboss machine a couple times. So hopefully it's cut all the way through. Just gotta wiggle it a little bit. Ooh, it didn't cut all the way through on perfect. I'm going to run it through again just to try and get that out without tearing it. Okay, let's hope. Ooh, let's hope that worked. Yes, looks like it did. And my glue, I should have used an adhesive sheet so it all stuck down, but that's okay. There. Now it's all out. So you just have to run it through a couple times to make sure that it cuts through if you're doing a double layer. And then we'll take one of our, let's see which one. What do you think? More river-like? I think I'll do this one because you don't really have bubbles, and you'll see what the last one can use more bubbles. Okay, so then I actually popped this up from the layer just to give it some dimension. So we'll use some dimensionals. One there, one there. Maybe some smaller ones here. Should be good. Okay. And I actually cut this down on my other one, but you know what? I don't think it looks bad with the bluey background. So we'll just go with it. There we go. Okay, then we've got all of these, and I'm not going to bore you putting them all together, but what I did, I can't think of the name. What is the name of these things? Not willows. I can't believe I can't think of it. Anyways, not the end of the world. Okay, when I put glue on these little things, I find the easiest is to use my Take a Pick tool, stick it to the clay part, and this is the one with 2 dots, so I'm going to match it with the 2 dots. And you really don't need much glue. You don't want it oozing through the dots. And then you've got your 2-color, 2-tone pieces, because this one doesn't come with the pieces for it, but the duck comes with a piece of the duck, and then it has a separate wing and beak. So it has these 2 cut together, so you can choose a color and cut it. And then we're gonna figure out which way the beak goes. And then with the, actually, I'm going to put dimensionals on the wing. Dimensional. And then maybe one small one at the back there. I don't think you even need it really, but if it's going through the mail, it might get squished. Never know. And then it just kind of, oopsie. Fits, if you follow the curve, it fits there. And then you've got a cute two-tone duck. And then, oh, I started saying, I saw this in the catalog and I really liked it. But I just thought to me, so my dad, who has passed, he used to go duck hunting and I used to get so upset with him. He didn't actually shoot many ducks. It was mostly his friends. He liked the photography part of life. See, I didn't use my Take a Pic tool and now I have sticky fingers. So anyways, I was like, well, he's not here anymore. I can't make him a duck card. But then I was seeing everybody's projects and I loved how it had all those pieces and parts. And I'm using Pretty Peacock to do the eye. And then once I glue this down, I'm going to do his or her eye also. Because I just found it looked funny orange. Don't know about you. So then we've got our ducks. And then we've got, it cuts out, so we've got a few lily pads. So I cut some lily pads. And then you've got flowers. I cut them with the Pretty in Pink. And then I cut out a banner using the Stylish Shapes dies that I also used last week. I seem to be pulling these out again. I go through phases. And then it fits perfectly with the happy birthday, which I'll show you. Let me put this back over here before I lose it. And since it's photopolymer, we've got the happy birthday on a pretty banner. And then, so you can, I'll show you the finished piece. Here's the finished card, all the pieces and parts put together. Isn't that cute? And then you've got the bubble background. Marsh willow. Huh, that's not ringing a bell. Is there like prairie dogs? I think it's no, not prairie dogs. There's a name. Oh, this is gonna drive me nuts. I have to look it up. Are they a type? I think they are a type of willow, but I feel like there's like a slang name for them that I'm thinking. Something dogs. Oh, not, I mean, they're out back in our pond. Not our pond, the pond that's behind our house. Oh, it's not coming up when I put in willow. Okay, let me put in marsh willow. Let's see what, I don't remember knowing it as marsh willow. So there's gotta be like a slang. Cattails, that's what I'm thinking of. Okay, now you're on it. Like dog. I knew it was an animal. Okay. Cattails. Okay, I have to remember that. Cattails, cattails, cattails. All right, so let me put that away. Out of the way. And then we will bring in, I've used this one. I don't know if I think I've done a live with it. I know I've used it quite a bit. The Seaside Wishes. And, well, I was using the Happy Birthday. Had I realized the other Happy Birthday, I could have used the one from the ducks. And then I love, love, love this sea turtle set. I use it all the time. I wish it had dies because I have fussy cut so many sea turtles, but obviously, I mean, they're fairly easy shapes to cut, so it's not the end of the world. I don't know why I have this one here because I was going to use it and then I didn't use it. Okay, and then this, the Seaside Wishes, is the one that has the hybrid embossing folder, which we are going to use. I'm going to use the embossing folder first with the background, and that actually helps flatten it out. So if it's really bumpy, you can always just run it through and you'll get a nice, so I'm just gonna, and then it adds even more bubbles. So I'm just gonna, should I bring it over here? I need to have a, what do you call it? A big shot cam. Just have a permanent that I can just switch to. Okay, that's not gonna work so good because I think it's sitting up in the air. Move, silicone. Okay, there we go. And then we use the 3D gray piece, which needs cleaning. I don't know why everything is so dirty these days. All right. And then the ta-da. So, and if you did this while it was still wet, A, it would flatten it, and B, it would take that impression even better. So I think my paper was probably still a bit wet, so it really does a great impression. So because it's the hybrid, you could cut out at the same time. You could, if you were cutting out these shells, which I have this was from our club project. I have, here we go. Is this, oh no, I already have the shell out. So I did on some plain white do some shells beforehand. Is this the happy birthday I'm using? Must be. Okay, so I did a shell and I did another, I don't know what, coral, piece of coral, a sea star. I used basic beige there, and then I've got a strip for my sentiment, and then I've got my turtle. So for the turtle, you can do multicolored. I think I did a video with the multicolored one, but I just did 2 tones here, and so they are reversible stamps. So you can stamp with the shell part. So I did the back part first, which is solid, and I did that in Coastal Cabana, and then I flipped it over, and then I stamped it with the detail, and I stamped it first with Blueberry Bushel, and then I stamped it again with Versamark, and I added clear embossing powder. So I don't know if you can see, if I can catch it. It's got like the shell is shiny kind of thing. You could do the whole turtle shiny, I guess, but like their flippers and their heads and their feet aren't, so you would want to do just the shell. So anyways, I need to cut this out. I forgot to pre-cut. You'll see how easy and quick it is. But if you're making lots of them, it would be nice to have a die. I actually, when I first got this set, I think it was in last year's catalog, I did a whole sheet of them because I think I did use them as my swap card, and I used my Brother Scan and Cut to cut them. Now I'm still learning this whole Brother Scan and Cut. It is not like dummy proof. So sometimes it cuts things out, like it won't catch, and you have to pencil in things for it to take them. Sometimes it's more of a pain, but when my fingers and my thumbs are sore, it's nice to have, especially if you're making a bunch. I just remember having a whole sheet of turtles cut, and had I known how, well, I don't think it would have helped to save the pattern because, well, I guess I could pre-cut them and then stamp them. I never thought of that. And I learned the other day, there's a demonstrator, Pampered Chef? No, Papered Chef? There's another demonstrator out there. I think she's from the US. She is like the brother scan and cut guru. And she was doing a video on how to do multiples or whatever. And anyways, it would work really well for this. I am going off on a tangent. Okay, basic beige. I'm going to just blend some, I wanted kind of like the sand into the water, even though it's bubbles, so it's like you're in the middle of the water, but just go with it. Reality is not necessarily what's happening here. Okay, then I'm going to take my seashell and I'm going to add a bit of, I don't want a lot of color, like very subtle, but just a bit, like that. So it's just off-white. It's not like basic beige color, but it's not. And then I'm gonna color my coral in some coral color. So I'm gonna take my Calypso Coral. I just want it very light. Color. Okay, and then all we have to do is put it together, but I think I need to cut this down. 1 second. I like to start with a full 5.5 by 4.25, because that way if you've got like one area that you don't like, you can always cut it down. You could cut it down even smaller if you wanted to. But since my turtle is fairly large, I don't want to go down too far. Like, you realize how big of a turtle it is when you start putting dimensionals on them. And it's like, oh, I think I need a few more. Okay, so we've got him, and I think I'm going to glue this one down. I'm going to go with the more whitish part towards the bottom. There's, when you cut them out with the embossing folder, there's 3 different sizes that you end up with. This is the medium one. The card that I pre-made, it uses the largest one, so you can see the difference. Actually, before, I'm going to put my turtle down first so I know kind of where to put things. And I'm not going to like push down and stick him down completely because I'm still trying to. And if you really wanted some wiggle room, you could put some glue on the dimensionals, but I'm just going to kind of rest him like that. And then I'll sneak this kind of here. And then this is going to go maybe like there. So we need a dimensional there. I think I can fit a big one. Yee, starting to stick. Oh no, my star. My star is stuck. There we go. Okay. So I like to, for the curves to kind of show. And then I can kind of that. Oh, I see. I shouldn't have put, oh well. Okay, so we've got our seashell and turtle again, losing my words, combination, grouping, holy words. I need words. I need a brain. Okay. Then we'll stamp the happy birthday. Which just works very well there. And then I pulled out the flat adhesive back pearls. These pearls are a must if you have ocean, water, whatever, seashell kind of stuff. I really love them. So I'll just go to the finished one here. I just mounted it on thick white cardstock. I added a few of the pearls, and yeah, you end up with a pretty card. So this is my favorite. Well, actually, I really like the ducks too. I just am not happy with the time that it's almost 1. I probably shouldn't go any longer for, woo! I'll play with that other one, and then when I post a picture, I'll post it with the colors that, I'll post both of them, and then you can let me know what you think. But there, those are my, I don't know why it's so zoomed out. Like I have, my camera stand is all the way down, and normally you would have like a view like this. I don't know what Facebook is doing. Layout. Yes, thank you, Mercy. You want to be my moderator and you can just like fill in the blank for me when I can't speak. Holy moly. All right. Well, hopefully that gave you some ideas, and hopefully you go try the bubble background technique. It's so much fun. If you do the bubbles, post it and tag me. Let me see what you make with it. All right. Hopefully you have a great rest of your week. Next week, yes, I will still, I will be here. And I actually have a plan for a live when I'm back at the lake, I think. So, as long as I remember it. All right. Hopefully you have a great rest of your week. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.